How old were you when you made your first million?
First million in sales was when I was I 18? Was beginning of 2019. Yeah, so I was 18 years old.
When would you say is the right time for somebody who's watching this to actually start building and selling the course?
The amount of money that you make depends a lot on how much you spend.
You're 23?
Yeah.
You made millions online. If you were starting today, right, and you don't have connections and you don't have capital, but you have the knowledge you have, how would you go from 0 to like 10K per month? Because that's the golden number everybody's just aiming at, right?
I would set up a theme page. I would go into the business niche, started growing it organically. I would create all the content myself, but also at the same time, I would create a personal brand. And on the personal brand, I would document the whole journey of the theme page. On the theme page, I would get into like affiliate marketing and sell high ticket digital affiliate products. So basically sell other people's products, document the whole thing on the personal brand, my whole journey. I would just be like transparent. Hey, I'm here right now. I'm completely broke. I have no idea what I'm basically doing. I have this theme page. I want to grow it, and my goal is X, Y, Z. I would just document the whole journey and take people, on the journey, because that's how you, in the end, build a brand. You know, you document your journey and tell kind of like a story. And I would grow the theme page, document everything. At the same time, the personal brand, also send the followers from the theme page to the personal brand. And then naturally what would happen with the personal brand, people at one point would, reach out and be like, hey, how does it work? You got successful with theme page, have, 30, 40, 50,000 followers. You make your first $5,000. How does it work? And then I would probably at the beginning start with like coaching calls, and then later on, get to coaching.
If you had the knowledge you have right now, but you don't have a capital, you don't have connections, but you have the knowledge, how would you go from 0 to that 10K per month? Because I believe this is where your life really start changing a lot.
After all these years, I've just got it in my head what to do. I just know what to do so well now after doing it so many times. And obviously over the last year and a half, I've slowly started coaching other people on doing what I've done, building an e-learning company, an online education company, basically monetizing a skill or a talent or some knowledge. And that's what I help people with right now. But in my opinion, the fastest and easiest way to make 10K per month is to take a skill, a talent, some high value knowledge that you have and teach it to other people through either a course or through coaching or through workshops, and just share what you know with other people for a price. This can be done in so many ways. I mean, I'm working right now with a world famous violinist, a world famous footballer, real estate entrepreneurs, a Netflix composer, some dropshipping guys, some trading guys, some e-com guys. You'd be surprised so many things can be turned into an e-learning company. It's very broad.
We all have similar journey. As we just talked, we watched Tai Lopez and like snowball effect happened, right? What would you say that journey looked like for you? You watched Tai Lopez, but then maybe like what you started doing after that, like what was the business, or you know what's
so back in the days, first I got into stocks even before Thai, then day trading. I was doing day trading, and I only had like a few thousand euros on the account. I traded for like, I don't know, a couple of months, and then I realized, shit, like if I want to make this work and if I want to be able to make a living from trading, I need to have more money on my account, right? And then I was like, hey, how to make money online? And then Thai popped up and this and that, and there was like so many different options when it comes to the business models. Like one person talked about dropshipping, Amazon FBA, Facebook ads, network marketing, this, that, and I asked myself like, hey, what's the best business model to go for? And then long story short, I got into Instagram and wanted to build a brand online because I saw all these people doing personal branding and selling services. Yeah, people like this, exactly. Yeah. And I wanted to do it without showing myself. And then I got into theme pages. Struggled for the first 8 months. It took me like 8 months to get the first 10,000 followers. And then, another 2 months to make the first 10K in a month. But after that, it was, always got better and better and better.
You broke through in this business space quite fast, I would say, which is highly competitive market. The way you did it is completely different from all other people. And if I had to bet, I would say that in a few short years, you're going to be definitely like a household name in this whole entrepreneurship business space. But for the people that don't know you yet, what would you say your quick recap of what you've done before you had this whole business thing going on YouTube and stuff?
Well, the first thing that I really loved as a child was skateboarding. And instead of just doing it, I took it upon myself to get a camera, get editing software, and make skateboard videos and sell them to my friends for like $3 or something like that. And then I got into graffiti. And again, instead of just doing it, I started a magazine, and I would interview writers and travel around England taking pictures. And again, I made a product, and then I got it stocked in some small kind of art stores, and that was my second miniature entrepreneurial kind of venture. The third thing I was interested in was music, and that was my first ever proper career. So I got signed to a pretty good record label at the age of about 20, and I was producing records. Because of getting signed, I got an agent and a manager, started DJing all over the world from the age of about 20 to about 26, which was amazing. The money was not great. I was making 2, 3, 4K a month on average. So not good, not bad. Nowhere near the numbers that we do in business. And at the age of about 26, I came home from a tour, got home, turned on the television to watch TV and have dinner. And there was a trading documentary on TV, and it made trading look super easy, super glamorized, the cars, the watches, people trading from their bedroom at home, making $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day, the standard stuff that you'd expect on TV. I opened up a brokerage account straight away, put £500 in, and I thought maybe I could trade and DJ as well. That would get my income up high enough to build a better life, a decent life, because I still live with my parents at this time at 26, far from rich. And trading kind of worked out at the start. I took £500, turned it into about 7,000-8,000 over about 4 or 5 months, blew almost all of it in a day. The typical trader story. Took what I had left out, bought some education, basically a couple of courses, a couple of mentors, and was able to become profitable. And that career spawned a e-learning company pretty organically. So at the time, I was about 27, 28. I was doing a little bit of music, a little bit of trading. I had a Twitter account that I'd talk to my buddies on and share my trades and stuff. I wasn't selling any education. And one of my followers messaged me one day, this guy Wissam, and he said, "Will, is there any way you could help me? I can see you're doing very well. Could you help me with my trading, and I'll pay you some money," basically. So he did that. He sent me $50 through PayPal. And to cut a long story short, that was the start of an education business that I grew from there, that $50, to $16.4 million over the next 5 years. And then sold that company last year. And that kind of brings us up to where we are today.
With Team Page right now, would you go with Reels?
Both. I wouldn't go into any extreme. I wouldn't go into like Reels only, because what I've seen also for many of our clients and business partners, even everything, if you're Reels only, it's tougher to monetize. And sometimes—
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, like, we drive most of the traffic with sliders, not with Reels.
Okay.
Reels have more potential to go viral and to reach an audience that like to get you followers. Like a reel can get, 18 million views, 15 million views, 10 million views or whatever. But the watch through rate is super low. And what we've seen is, sure, you have reels that blow up and also bring you, good, comments or website tags and stuff. But in our experience, what we've seen is, like, conversion-wise, what brings the most sales is slideshows.
I know that you built your e-learning company solely through paid ads, right?
So going back to how it all started, I just traded and had a Twitter, nothing else, right? And then this guy came along and offered me some money. And for that guy, I made a Word document, very, very basic. It was like 4 pages long, 5 pages long, text, couple of images. And then when he bought that, I went to my other Twitter followers and basically asked if they wanted to buy it as well. A few of them did. And then voila, that was my first $200 or $300 right there. Organic, right?
Proof of concept kind of thing.
Proof of concept. So that helped me find product market fit completely accidentally, right? Now, those customers gave me some feedback. They were like, can we put this in there? Can we put that in there? How do I do this? On and on. And they helped me to make the product better. And then I raised the price. I went from 50 to 100, and then 100 to 200, then 200 to 300, 400, 500, and on and on. And that first year, I think it was 2018, I made about $23,000-ish, right? Okay. That first year, from about April to the end of the year, with this Word document that turned into a PDF ebook thing, right? Okay. All organic. The next year, I started a YouTube channel because I thought to myself, they're finding me through Twitter. Would they also find me through YouTube? And could I basically drive more traffic and sell more people, more sales, right? More volume. So the next year, I think I did about 200K, something like that.
The second year.
Okay. And again, this was pure organic, no ads.
What would you think the trajectory for you would be to get to that 10K per month? If you're starting from zero with everything you just said, how much time you would give yourself like to get to that point?
If I was now starting from zero with the knowledge I have?
Yeah, with the knowledge, but with no capital, so you can't really ramp it up. with speed, with money. So
I think there's always some degree of luck involved.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So, some people, they open up an Instagram account first, really goes viral, boom, they just blow up and it goes crazy. But sometimes it can take 2, 3, 4 weeks. So I try to be more realistic than like optimistic. So I'll be like, I don't know, 60 to 90 days to get to the first 10K month.
So for the people that are complete beginners, would you say that would be the right approach as well right now, this day? Going organic and then finding product market fit and then maybe going into paid ads, or should they go into paid ads right away?
In an ideal world, doing both is the best bet.
Okay.
Because really, I mean, the fastest and easiest way to begin is through paid ads, because you can validate your idea very, very quickly. So let's say you have a drop shipping program, right? You can write some ads and you can do that, in a few days. You can have ads written and produced and running into a simple funnel, and you can look at the ads. Well, are people clicking them? Yes or no? Are people opting in and becoming a lead? Yes or no? Are people booking calls? Yes or no? If they are, it's like, right, well, this is working. People are resonating with this message. They want to come through the sales process. And if people are closing and buying from the calls, boom, you've got a business. And you can do that in 7 to 14 days.
Like, you've worked mostly with info products and stuff.
Yeah.
So have you ever tracked like how much you make for $1? Let's say you spend like $1,000 in total. How much you make, or do you break even? Or have you ever tracked how much you make from influencer marketing in general?
Last year, our returns were like profit. Like for every dollar we spend, we made like $6 in profit back.
People think that online courses immediately scam, right? Scam. But actually they could be like build up a good product. Like it is actually not easy to build a good course. Knowing how to structure it and going through the consumer's mind, how he goes through it to make sure he actually enjoys it. It's a very difficult thing to do. Of course, it's easier to build the course than to build an iPhone. But what is your opinion on like stigma of online courses being scam and stuff like that?
I just don't understand it. I mean, all that I can tell people, all that I ever say is what I have done and what I believe and what's worked for me. You know, for all the people that work with me, I just teach them what I've done and what works for me. Now, coming back to that question, if it wasn't for me buying online courses and hiring people to coach me and buying the masterminds, investing in the masterminds that I've been in, I would not be here today, man. I wouldn't even be in Dubai, because the reason I live in Dubai was I joined this guy, Sam Oven's mastermind.
Another legend.
Another legend. And a couple of those people, just as I joined, were moving to Dubai. And I was like, oh, you're moving to Dubai. Maybe I should move to Dubai as well. And thanks to their inspiration and guidance, that's why I made the move. So even right up to being here right now, it's all thanks to the education. There's no way to go to these massive people, Sam Ovens, Alex Becker, and the likes. You can't get to them. You can't speak to them and get their knowledge without buying either their course if they have one, or their coaching if they have it, or the mastermind if they have it. And I think it's just amazing.
Would you say you learned a lot of stuff and implemented a lot of stuff from like ClickFunnels founder, Russell Brunson?
From Russell, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like all the marketing stuff, as I said earlier, like I read the books, .com Secrets and Expert Secrets, both like 15 times.
Yeah.
So a lot of marketing stuff from him. I watched like almost, well, not all of them, but a lot of YouTube videos from him, courses from him. And then I also watched a lot of stuff from Ty.
Okay.
But then, yeah, for me, it's also always been a lot of like trial and error. So when I was back in the days building my funnel, what I did is I opened up like, 15 different funnels from people that I knew who are successful. German market, international market, the Russell's page. In German, there was a guy called Dirk Kräuter, 15 different pages. And then I just wrote down, like I had pieces of paper, and I wrote down all of the different elements that I saw on the sales page. So I saw the headline, the timer, then I saw, this image thing for trust and this and that and the structure, and I did it for all the pages. And then out of that, I crafted my own page, and then I compared it again to all of the pages.
But you've been like experimenting like mad scientist.
Yeah.
When would you say is the right time for somebody who's watching this to actually start building and selling the course? Can he actually be just 2 steps ahead of somebody who is going to help? So for example, if it's a fitness niche, maybe he's not the fittest and the strongest guy in the world, but he can definitely teach somebody that's below him. And through that process, he grows himself. Because what I've noticed is that when you teach somebody, when you run a course, you actually take a lot of accountability. So you are forced to improve in the area that you're teaching. So actually it goes both ways. It's even the better way to improve yourself in that area as well, right?
it forces you to be better because you've got to be on point for the clients.
Yeah.
One thing that maybe is something to consider for people watching this, you don't have to start with a course. You could start with one-to-one coaching.
Or maybe a community.
Or a community.
Right?
Yeah, so you could start with a free community or a $9 per month community or something like that. Very low ticket. And just do maybe one group call for 2 hours every week or every 2 weeks. Get feedback from the people that are in there on whatever you're offering. Ask the market questions. That's going to give you very valuable feedback. Then you can use that to build a course, build a program later, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going to go straight to a course, just make a V1. Don't go too heavy, just a minimum viable product.
Yeah.
Get it out there and iterate. And if you don't want to do that or you're not ready to do that, start with a community or just do group coaching, or one-to-one coaching. Work one-to-one with people and you'll learn a lot that will then help you build assets for the future.
What do you think is the reason that people do not get there? Because 95% probably do not get there.
Yeah.
If you're being honest, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think for many people, confidence is missing. Because if you're 100% sure about that, hey, I can make this whole thing work, I can get to 10K a month, and you're like so confident about it that hey, this is going to work out, then you will do the work and you'll be excited about it. Like I wouldn't, if you're starting from zero, I wouldn't pressure myself to hey, I have to make, 10K within the next 90 days. Take it slow. It'll probably take you like a year longer to get the results that you want, but enjoy the journey and just every day try to make progress and try to get better. And then you'll get the results.
The most I've ever made in one single month was $824,000. So logically, it's fair to say that I know how to make that amount because I've made it and I know the infrastructure of how to make it, right? So if there's somebody watching this that has never made that, then logic would suggest I know things that you don't. So if you want to know how to make almost $1 million a month, then you should probably speak to me and ask me questions and come to a mastermind, buy my program or something like that. If you want to unlock that knowledge and get further. If you don't, just carry on doing what you're doing.
I'm really interested. How do you manage your money? Do you track every spending?
No.
Like very frugal?
No. Of course, I kind of track my money, but it's not like down to the penny that I check all the expenses and this and that. That was never me,
Okay.
There's a cool app that you can use to track your net worth. It's called Kubera.
Okay.
You can just enter everything. You can connect your broker, your bank accounts, and this and that. But expenses, I never track them down, narrowed them down. I was always more of the person, whenever I wanted to spend something and it felt like, hey, I can spend this money, I just spend it. Even if sometimes it was maybe back in the days.
That's what I wanted to ask. Back in the day, how would you manage when you were just coming up?
Yeah.
Were you more frugal or are you still spending some money? If you needed something, if you wanted something, you still bought it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course. There's a quote in German, I don't know if it exists in English, and I, not fully, but to some degree, I've always seen in my personal life, for example, whenever I started spending more money, I also started making more money.
Okay.
Right? And I was just reading a book the last month over a couple of times again, and in one of the chapters, the author also talks about the amount of money that you make depends a lot on how much you spend.
Usually the people that call courses a scam, it's either one of two things. Either they've never bought a course and they're scared of the idea, or they've bought a bad one and they have been stung. Maybe they have been scammed. I've had people come to me that have said that I have. But that's touching a hot stove and then being scared to ever go near a cooker again. Just do it in the right way.
You've been definitely with Ty a lot. I've seen your podcast with Ty. You, I think, involved in some project together, right?
Yeah.
How is it working with Ty? How is it seeing him on the screen when you were this kid watching his videos and then working with him?
Yeah, it's crazy, man, because Ty was also one of the first mentors of mine.
Yeah.
I started watching his videos, I think, back in 2016 or 17. We talked about it earlier before the podcast. What got me started in this whole online world, one of the first things was also seeing this here in my garage ad. And I bought the 67 steps of him, I think back in 2017. And then, after school, I did business and travel in Australia. And I think literally every day I was listening to content from him. 67 steps, podcasts, this, that. And throughout the years, always I was taking a look at stuff. So it's pretty cool to work with him now.